Alrighty, I am back. It looks like Bitcoin did make it down to that second green box I had. If you remember in my last video, I was talking about how we were probably going to sweep this low and then potentially this low. We have swept both of them at this point. So was that the bottom? Are we going to go any lower? I mean, probably a little bit, but not much. I would expect us to probably do some sort of double bottom pattern in here or whatever, and then we lift off. We could even potentially go all the way down, take out this low here, test this volume level at 61, and then we're off to the races. So I would be keeping an eye out for that. But yeah, this is pretty much, you know, the buying area, right? Like anywhere in this green boxes where you want to be buying, you want to be accumulating altcoins, not necessarily Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's probably only going to go up another 30% from current prices, whereas altcoins could do thousands of percents. So, and that's why I'm going to actually cover some altcoins in this video as well, just so I can give you guys some that I think are potentially good buying points, or about to be good buying points. I can show you some of those. But yeah, if we just jump in here to the hourly, it looks like we are currently getting a little bit of movement on the charts, right? We broke through this golden pocket, so that tells me we probably are going to go ahead and sweep these lows now. And I would want to see if we could come all the way down, ba-bink, and then you're off to the races. So yeah, at this point, I do expect this probably gets swept, and then as soon as, you know, you get deep into this green box, you know, test these volume levels is where you're gonna want to be loading up on altcoins if you're not already. And if we just want to go ahead and look at some historical price actions, you can see kind of how this looked last cycle. It's definitely not identical, but it is very, very similar. We can see this is the point of the market I believe we're in, right? This big last kind of correction before all-time highs. We did actually go ahead and test the daily EMA in this fractal. I believe we are right here, right? We made this low, came back up, and now we're going to go sweep all the way down to potentially this level here, just like that, right? So yeah, that's what makes most sense to me. We go ahead and grab all that, but we shouldn't make a lower low here, right? So that's what we'll be watching for. If Bitcoin were to make a lower low than the last wick we had, that brought us down to like 59K, right? If we were to get lower than this price and like not sweep it, like actually hold below this thing, I mean, that's a big warning sign to me that, hey, this is actually different than last cycle. So yeah, I'm just gonna be watching to make sure we do stay above this level here. I do not want Bitcoin to make a lower low than that, but anything in this range is fair game. That's completely normal. That's what I would expect, is that we do, you know, kind of fill this green box potentially. So yeah, definitely just looking for this low to hold, and then as well as this daily EMA, you can see we held that last cycle. We're still pretty far extended from the daily EMA. You can see it's even kind of lower than this green box. So if we did, you know, sweep this level into the daily EMA and then got back above, that's totally fine. I just don't want to see like daily closes below that level. That would kind of scare me. But yeah, everything's looking good, all going according to plan. And I think this is going to hold, and this will be your low, the cycle low for Bitcoin before we march on up to the higher levels here. So everything's looking good over here on the trading view. Let's go ahead and jump over to the trading light and see what order flow and leverage positions are doing in the market currently. So if we are going to jump over here, let's just look at our bar statistics. Did we get a lot of longs liquidated? And we did not, actually. So since we did not get tons of longs liquidated down at these lows, it does make sense to me that we do sweep them, and I think that's why Bitcoin's moving down again, right? It's hunting those leverage positions once again, and it wants to do a full flush. It wants to fully reset open interest. If we do go here to, let's just say 15 minute, you can see open interest over here has not fully reset. It has come down, you know, a little bit, right? It's at the lows of the range, but I would want to see it get down all the way to these levels here, right? You can see every time it resets open interest, it likes to come all the way down to this level. So when we do get that final wick, that final capitulation, reset open interest, and then we're good to go. So that's what I'd be looking for there on the order flow. We can also see right now we have some pretty good limit orders coming in on Binance. So 738 Bitcoin and 700 Bitcoin. 2 limit orders on the Binance. They're looking for that sweep. They're looking to get filled. So this is smart money looking to enter a big long. So it'll be interesting to see how price reaction once that gets filled. So yeah, those limit orders are kind of interesting to see. You definitely got whales that are looking to get that sweep, looking to get filled on their long positions. So that's that. So getting out of trading light, what I wanted to look at here is the book map on the far left. You can see I'm circling with my mouse. We still have this big liquidity zone right above 60K, right? I'd say that's 61 to 63K, 62K. We have not swept that big chunk of liquidity yet, and that's another conflict that tells me, hey, we're going to dive into that relatively shortly. Once we do fill this, grab that liquidity, that's it, right? I don't think anything else below here needs to get filled, and that's why if we were to go down to these like 59K levels, I'd be a little bit worried, right? I'd be like, why is that happening, right? We should hold 60K. I don't expect it to go lower at all. And then once we do fill that, it's gonna absolutely hunt all this good stuff up at like 75K. There's a lot of shorts open in the market from that level, so it makes sense to go ahead and skyrocket all the way back up to 75K after we do make a nice double bottom around the 60K level. So all in all, you can see those liquidity levels are right within this green box. That limit order on Binance is within this green box, right? People are focusing in on this level for a low. I think it's a very, very high probability that this does become your low for Bitcoin. Could we chop in here for a little bit? Yeah, that's what we did last cycle. We kind of chopped, double bottomed, and then left, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that does happen. But yeah, this is definitely the buying opportunity right here. This is your last chance to buy before all-time highs. And what should you be buying? Well, some altcoins. So I'm just going to go through a couple that I, was looking at. This is not financial advice or anything. But if you haven't been in alts at all, maybe consider doing your own research on them. I'm not going to cover the fundamentals of these coins. I just wanted to go over the charts real quick. So up here first, we have some layer ones. Let me watch this out of here. So these are some good layer ones. They both have ran up a lot already, right? They're both up, like 20x for the year. Well, for 2023 at least. But they are pulling back to levels that I would be considering buying it, right? Caspa over here, you did break that golden pocket, but you are coming into a value area, right? This value area is if you were to take something like this, right? You get the kind of last corrective range, you get the value area high of that is right at about 0.115. So I would expect that's probably going to be your low on Caspa. Could it come down here a little bit lower? Yeah, I mean, absolutely, but I would expect this to hold. It's already had a massive correction off the highs here. It's down, 40%, so wouldn't be the worst buy here. This is kind of a safer pick. If you wanted to be more risky, this thing's a much lower market cap. Lithium, it has ran up a lot more recently, but again, it is coming into a golden pocket. It's coming into some value areas, right? We go over here, we'll see the horizontal line there. You see value area low. Confluence went with that 618 perfectly, value area. So this is, big support. So yeah, big supportive level. Wouldn't be the worst buy in the world. Once again though, like this thing's it's ran 17x since where I was buying in the bear market. So there's still a lot of money that's up right now in their positions and could dump on you, but it's at support. So that's another one that could be an option if you really like this coin. Again, just do your own research. Gaming coins, GFAL over here on the left. This one would be the safest buy, I would say, so far, right? This one's actually at a very nice level. We were at this level, or around this level, all the way back in September, October. We weren't much lower then. So big support all in here. It's holding these levels very, very nicely. We haven't had the whole gaming run yet. All the gaming tokens haven't ran a lot already. So GFAL, out of the coins I'm covering today, this one's probably what I would go with. I have accumulated GFAL recently in this range. So that's a decent one. The founder of EA is the CEO of this thing, or COO of this company. So that's a real interesting one. Fab Wallet over here, definitely a more risky one, way lower market cap, but it could have a lot more reward. It has already ran up a lot in the last day, but I was actually buying around these levels. I was actually buying down here at like 0.02. All right, I was buying all throughout this because once you start a parabola in a bull market, a lot of the times it doesn't even come back down to test these lower levels. It'll just march straight on up and do, 100x or whatever this guy's about to do. And other than the last 2 days, you can see it was actually kind of just in a range this entire like bull bear market, like all the way back here to like February 23rd. We're not much higher than it had gotten in February, and they've developed a lot since then. So while it has shot up, right, they did get listed on BingX, so they're going for those exchange listings, and I do think this could be one of those cases where parabola starts and it just keeps going. So it's in in the middle of a parabola right now. So could be a good buy. Obviously, extremely risky. You can see it's getting kind of resistance off this just trend line here. So if you were gonna buy, I would kind of wait till it gets down here to this hourly EMA. Buy where I was buying down at that 0.02, and just probably use low amounts of money on this because it is a like $4 million market cap coin, whereas GFI over here is a $50 million market cap coin. So inherently way more risk over on the Welt, but they got a lot of trading volume for that market cap, and I think it could be explosive. So I wouldn't necessarily fade it. That's a decent option if you want to gamble on something that's high risk, high reward. And then lastly here, we have Hello. This is kind of your media coin. It's the Shark Tank of crypto. I wanted to bring up this just because this one again is at a very, very good level that we were testing all the way back in like May of 2023. So we're at bear market range levels on this guy. It was a big sell the news event when the show came out up in here, but I think retail is going to be really intrigued by the whole Shark Tank idea, and this could just turn into a massive double bottom, and we could see it launch from here. So this is another very safe buy in my opinion. We're testing these volume levels. We're at a low that we've held consistently, so Hello could be very good risk to reward at this level. And then lastly, get my watch list out of here. This is Metis. So this is my favorite layer 2. This is another one that ran up a lot. It's still up about 10x from Pico low, but it has been consolidating here since December. It's at big support. I would expect this to hold. So Metis could be a good buy right now. Again, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research on these coins, and there are definitely better coins out there that I'm just not aware of that are better buying opportunities. These are just some that I thought I'd pull up real quick just because Bitcoin is telling me that we are about to enter alt season as soon as this low comes in. And I would expect once the alt season starts, there's no catching the coins anymore, right? They will just go completely vertical. And if you missed them, you missed them. So that's going to be all for this video. Hope you guys got some good insight there. Hope you guys aren't scared of this dip that we're having. This is all according to plan. Just watch out. Make sure we hold this low down here at 59K, right? Anything below 60K would be deviating that fractal, so we shouldn't do that. But as long as we hold 60K, that's all good with me, and that should just signal a buying opportunity. So yeah, thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.